What is up, Twitch stream? Welcome to the Twitch stream. Tuesday recap. Holy moly, so much stuff going on. So much stuff happened over the weekend. Crazy. I'm super excited for this show. It's going to be fantastic. I only got about 45 minutes to suck it all right into for you guys because it's going to be out of control. Hopefully you guys... is there some background? What the heck is that? Oh, Caleb's running his own Twitch stream in the background, playing Roadblocks or something like that. So I'm hearing like freaking video games in the background. Crazy. Oh, man. A couple announcements. This February 4th at 7 a.m. That's right, 7 a.m. for you wakey exercise people. Early stream this Saturday, 7 a.m. The Rick and Morty hood giveaway. That's right, a custom-made hoodie just for you. We're going to raffle that off. You guys are going to get raffle tickets. You're going to raffle that off in the stream, and then whoever wins, you're going to tell us your size, and we're going to go and we're going to make that. We're going to airbrush that custom for you, a Rick and Morty custom hoodie made by our friends at Tilted Farmhouse. They're going to take care of that for you on February 4th. Don't forget to join us as well. February 25th, we'll be live at the Woodshed. That's the Orange County Woodshed, the barbecue supply place where they sell all kinds of barbecue equipment. We're going to explain to you the equipment. We're going to actually have Renee Caroline, a championship barbecuer, on site to actually explain to you how all the different barbecues work, the smokers, the grills. There might even be a propane somewhere in the back, who knows, all the different rubs that they have, all the different charcoals that they have, all the different woods that they use to smoke and everything, give you all that information. Plus, yes, there's a plus to this. We're going to actually give something away. It's going to be another giveaway. This is going to be a private virtual one-on-one with you and Renee. If you love to barbecue, this is the show for you. She's going to show you how to barbecue on whatever equipment you have at home. She'll tell you what ingredients to buy. We'll create a day where we can hang out together, just a private us and you, and show you exactly how to smoke whatever meat you're wanting to smoke, whether it's pork, whether it's a pork shoulder or some ribs or some beef ribs. There might be like 15 hours, so something like that. Hopefully something simple, but we'll be able to do that for you. A virtual private one-on-one barbecue class just for you. That's giving that away on February 25th. Don't forget to catch that. Let's give you the recap of Saturday. Holy moly. Saturday, we go out with Ramon, my wife, and K-Rock. We go out to PCH Hot Dogs. By the way, PCH Hot Dogs is nowhere near PCH. I don't know why they call it PCH Hot Dogs. There should be a story to that, and there was a surfboard in the front, so maybe that's sort of a clue, but there is nowhere near PCH. I don't think it was anywhere near that, but the best thing about it is it is amazing. I've never had a hot dog that freaking good, and I'm talking about Thea Chunchi's in East LA. I'm talking about it's the best hot dog I've ever had. The place was amazing. The best hot dog I've ever had. The snap is incredible. Even my wife, who doesn't like anything, her nickname is Not a Fan. Not a Fan loved the hot dog. She loved the bacon wrapped hot dog she had. Caleb liked the regular hot dog. But here's the deal. I'm mad at you, Ramon. Ramon, if you're in the stream, I'm mad at you. Here's why I'm mad at you, Ramon. Here's the thing. I go and I take my time. I set up this redeem in the back end. I'm typing in. Ramon's showing me how to do it. Setting it up so that if you redeem 5,000 reward points on that day, I would order the hottest hot dog that they have on the menu, which is called the Fire Dog. So I go, I put that in, blah blah blah. We're putting it in, and then we get to the place, and Ramon's a nice guy. He's a nice guy. He goes and he's like, "Oh, I'll save a table for us over here in the back of the restaurant." So I can't see what he's doing. He's in the back of the restaurant, saves us a nice spot in the back of the restaurant. I go to order. This place has a long line because it's famous. It's the most popular hot dog place in Orange County. It's famous. I know what Ramon wants. He wants a sauerkraut dog. I know Caleb wants the regular hot dog. I'm going to start off slow. That's when, in my mind, I'm going to start off slow. I'm going to get the regular chili dog. I'm going to start it off slow so the gurgling doesn't start off too quickly. We're mellow. We're slowing our way into, and then at some point, somebody would redeem the Fire Dog. So I'm in the line, and I'm talking to you guys. I'm talking to you guys in the chat. We're talking about the hot dogs. We're talking to Geeta, my friend. We met a girl from India. She goes there all the time. She eats there all the time. She loves the hot dogs. By the way, they have tacos too, which is crazy. A hot dog place that has tacos. We're talking about the gnarly fries, which look like In-N-Out fries. They got the secret sauce on them. And then so what you guys don't know is when I'm streaming on the phone, like on site, like I'm outdoors somewhere at a restaurant, and it's on in real life. I'm using like StreamYards. There's the tools for, I can't see this. What I'm looking at right now in front of me on my screen, I have the chat. I know exactly what's going on. I can't see bits. I can't see when the hype train goes on. I can't see when somebody subs. So I can't even see when somebody redeems. So I'm just trusting that Ramonski is in the with because Ramon has Twitch on his phone. He's feeding me the line. He's like, somebody's giving bits. Hey, thank you so much for giving the bits. Somebody's giving the subs. Thank you so much for the subs. Oh, fantastic, fantastic. And then here comes the next comment. He says, somebody just redeemed the fire dog. I'm like, what? No way. This early in the game, somebody redeems the fire dog. Who redeemed the fire dog? He's like, I did. I'm like, oh, thanks, Ramon. You redeemed the fire dog. So before I even get to the window to order my simple chili dog, my simple fries, of course, I'm going to do the bacon wrap jalapeno that Geeta told me about as well. And we're going to go load up and everything. I can't even order the chili dog because he supposedly he redeemed. So I got the fire dog. I ordered the fire dog, and I'm waiting for my food. And then I finally get all my food. The line's over. I order my food. I go with all the food over to Ramon. I'm like, cool, I got the fire dog for your redeem. He's like, nobody redeemed the fire dog. He totally lied to me. No, he didn't even redeem the fire dog. I had to eat the fire dog. Nobody redeemed. Yes, and he didn't even redeem it. He did not redeem the fire dog. But thankfully, it was not that hot. As a matter of fact, I had to add some of the jalapeno and the bacon jalapeno bits to the hot dog because it wasn't even that hot. It was pretty good. It was actually tasty, by the way. But again, the best hot dog, PCH hot dogs in Orange. It was fantastic on Chapman. Oh man, it was amazing. The bacon wrapped jalapeno was awesome. The gnarly fries were awesome. Ramon couldn't stop eating them. I couldn't stop eating them. They were gone by the time we left the place. Everything was gone. But a great time. Oh man, over at PCH Hot Dogs. Then Sunday comes around, and my friend, the Hood Foodie, invites me over to CBS to the studios to where they film The Price is Right. And so Drew Carey, the whole crew, they filmed The Price is Right there. And of course, the CBS studio, it's in LA. We're right by the Grove. And of course, LA, they're still doing the COVID thing. We got to wear a mask. They got to check us in. The security's got to check us in. We can't. It's crazy because it's like all lockdown style. There's a line. We got to fill out paperwork. It's crazy. And then at some point, and I don't know who decided to create this cruel experiment, especially for influencers or people that post and do things like me and my friends do. At some point, and we knew this was going to happen, but it didn't faze me on the paperwork when it says they will take your phone away from you. They took my phone away from me. Holy crap! They took our phones away, and we're talking about a 4-hour shoot. So we're talking about it's a 3-hour wait and a 1-hour shoot, and so it's like somebody, for a normal person, for you guys in the stream, tell me if I'm not right or wrong. For you guys, it's like, oh, dude, that sucks. But for someone like me who has their phone, who's always on the phone, for us influencers, it's like somebody took my right arm. I was freaking out. I didn't know what to do. They didn't even offer me pencil and paper like in the old caveman days when they used to talk through paper and pencil. They didn't offer me any of that. I didn't know what to do, and it was like crazy. And I mean, I couldn't check. I couldn't do a selfie. I couldn't hang. I couldn't I couldn't do a live to hang out with you guys to show you what was going down. I couldn't check the Discord, talk to you guys on Discord. 3 hours. With a 1-hour shoot time. So 3 hours to wait, and then for an hour of going into the Price is Right studio and actually shooting the show. Now, this would be totally, totally weird and awkward and sucky if you were with just people like that were whack. But my friends, I was with the Hood Foodie. So we had a great time. And not only that, I was with my friend that I want to introduce you today, Miss Elvira. What's up, Elvira?
Hello, how's it going? Happy Taco Tuesday.
Happy Taco Tuesday. Tacos en la mañana. Oh, yes. We are live here in studio with Elvira, the fashionista of Easta of the area of LA. She does it. She knows what's up. She knows what's hip. And by the way, we had a good time on Sunday, right?
Yes, we did. And just to clarify, not East LA, but I'm in the Valley. So totally different.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
I'm sure the East LA person is a whole nother person, but shout outs to whoever that is in East LA.
Nice. East LA's got their own thing. This girl's handling the Valley by way of Peru, ¿verdad?
That's right.
That's right. Awesome. How did you you have your own like clothing company?
Yes, I do. Actually, I started messing around with all this clothing, reselling, designing back in 2001. So I've been doing this for a minute, for longer than some of these kids been alive.
2001?
Yep.
Holy moly, that's crazy. How did you run into Hood Foodie? Have you known him for a long time?
I say maybe like 2-3 years. Just ran into him the same way I ran into you. He was doing an event with some friends, and I met him there, and it was like, hey, how's it going? Blah, blah, blah. We exchange information, and the rest is, history.
That's awesome. Crazy, man. So you're doing all kinds of, how did you first get into, like, what's your earliest memory of like getting into fashion? Were you very, very young age or later in life? When did you get into it?
So my dad's a tailor, and he'd been a tailor for all his life. So over 50 years, that's what his profession was. So I grew up around, sewing machines and fabrics and things of that nature.
Oh, wow.
And so I've always been influenced by things that are unique and custom. But I didn't get into it the way I am now until an older age, because my dad didn't want us to have anything to do with that, career. He wanted us, go be a doctor, go be a lawyer, something boring, blah, blah, blah. You already know the deal.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah, everybody, parents in those days had their, she's about the same age as me, but parents in those days, they had their wants. They want the kid to be, go to college, be a doctor, be a lawyer, be an accountant, anything besides what they're like. My dad was in construction for 25 years. So he's like, go to school so that you don't have to work like 14 hours a day, 7 days a week. And so is that sort of thing. Was it kind of the sort of thing? Is that kind of how your dad kind of felt?
Yeah, he didn't want me to do it because, frankly, he didn't even like doing it. He just did it because that's what he was good at, and that's what got him money. But he was like, I don't even like this shit anyway. So it wasn't like his passion.
Way.
Yeah, people like to assume because he was so good at it and did it for so long that was his passion, but that was never his passion.
That's amazing. That's crazy. There's something about, you sometimes you find what your passion is later in life. You find out that you like a certain thing, and maybe, well, I guess only nowadays, really, right? Because you have social media, you can kind of sell yourself, you can promote yourself, you can kind of do your own thing. But back then, it was like you were, whatever gig you got, you were happy with, right? And you did it for 25, 30 years, right?
Yeah, that was him. He's like, I'm good at this. I like to be his own boss. He was able to put in his own hours and direct his own rules. So he really, really liked that part. And
so did he work for a specific company? Is that what he did?
No, for himself. That's why he liked it.
Oh, okay. So he had his own business. He was an entrepreneur in a sense.
Yes.
But he, even though he had his own business, his own thing, he didn't particularly like it.
No, I mean, he did it, but he wasn't like, oh, I can't wait to get up in the morning and make something. Like, that was not him. That's me. That's not him.
You.
Yeah, that's me.
What a trip. What do you think you liked about, like, thinking about being like a little girl where we're just high enough to reach the sewing table, and you're looking at all these materials and yarns and strings and everything and all the machines. What do you think that caught your eye back then? Do you remember?
So I loved all the crazy colors, and again, just uniqueness of it all. Like, I was just looking at your video and I saw the shirt that you were talking about with your face.
Yeah.
I was thinking the whole time, damn it, you should have worn that to the show on Sunday. Because that would have
Dude.
been freaking great, because then you had your face, Alex had his face, you know,
Yup.
everybody had a thing going. Been really cool. So that's what draws me into fashion, is things that are unique. Like, how many other people I'll run into with a shirt with your face?
Dude, it was crazy because what's up, Chops? Welcome to the show, Chops. So on the contract, it literally says like, do not wear logos, copyrighted. So I was like, it was like a big old pair. I was terrified. I'm like, I'm not gonna. I wanted to wear my shirt, but I'm like, dude. I was like, I'm like, dude, I know you're gonna do it, but I'm not. I'm like worried. So I wore a hat. I wore my hat with my littlest logo, like the tiniest little face logo. But
Right.
I didn't. I wanted to wear the shirt, so now I want to go back just to wear the shirt.
Yeah, lesson learned. Now you can wear your shirt, because every time we told somebody like, well, who the hell's that on the shirt? It's Alex, it's him. They even got more excited, like, whoa, he's on a shirt.
Yeah, exactly. It was freaking crazy. It was a trippy experience. Like oh man, it was surreal, wasn't it? Like when they pulled the curtain back, and it was like all like this Hollywood, like just little fake, like this super bright everything. Like you must have loved that set because it was so many colors.
Yeah, I just love something that's not boring, because my everyday life is pretty boring. Like, I work for corporate America. Don't do my face, don't do my hair. Like, it's basic and it's boring. So whatever takes out of this boring mode, I live for that, because we get into routine, especially as adults, like wake up, go to work, get the kids, pay the bills. And you do that until you die. That seems very sad. I don't want that to be my life, to just wake up, go to work, pay taxes, go to sleep, and then keep doing it until I die. That just can't be it.
Yeah, that is the nuclear, like from the 50s, the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, even into the 90s, into the early 2000s. That was the way to go. You find a company, you work for them for 30 years, you 40 years, whatever it takes to get your pension, and you don't change, right? You just stay in one company. What's up, J Rob? And then, and then you just stay there, like you just stay there, and that's the thing. A lot of people do, and then nowadays it's like you're lucky if somebody stays at a company for 2 or 3 years. They're constantly changing, right?
And a lot of people see it as bad, and I understand why. I'm not, a new Gen Z or anything, but sometimes I also see evolution. If you go back in history and how humans, this is part of our evolution. We are no longer just trying to be on this earth to survive, which is, again, eating, shelter, pay your bills. Now people are trying to live their life with a purpose. So they want to make a change in the world, or a difference, or a name, or something, where it's like living life a little bit more intentional and more
Mhm.
about what you want, and no longer what your parents want or what society wants. We're slowly throwing that out the window and living for ourselves. And I don't think that there's anything wrong with that. That's part of the evolution, and I'm totally here for it. I didn't start like that, but I'm moving into that direction. So never too late. And the oldest people you find them, what is your biggest regret in life? And they will tell you what it is.
Yes.
And it won't be, gosh, I wish I would have stayed in that corporate job. Like, no, their biggest regret is not traveling enough, not doing the things I said I always wanted to do. So these are the warning signs from the wise and older folks. Fucking do what you need to do now, whatever the heck that is. You want to join the circus, honey, go join it, because they're leaving without you next week. Life is too short. It really is.
It is. We talked about that on Sunday, where like the thing that we get from older people is like regret. Like I regret I didn't do this. I regret I didn't do that. And it's
Mhm.
crazy. Fire's in the chat. They must agree with us. Fire in the chat. Fire in the chat if you agree. It's crazy. Like that's exactly how a lot if you talk to old people, you'll say, what was this? Well, what tell me about the secret of libraries. Was it just they'll go right into, well, I regret I didn't do this, or I regret I didn't do that. So a lot of people shifting over. You said, I don't know if you said it because your phone kind of cut out there for a second, but you did you say when do you think that started, that whole train of thought started? Was it
For me, it started maybe about, I want to say almost 10 years ago, even though I've been doing this longer. I'm
wow.
just, I've been trying to get fired from my corporate job for a while.
You've been
They
what do
will
you
not
mean?
let me go. No matter what I do, they are just like, we just love you. Don't leave. Because right now, if you're a good employee, you are like gold. You are not replaceable like you were before. It's hard to
Yeah.
find a good employee of whatever the field may be. So whatever these companies have to do to keep doing it. So just for those of us that are working in whatever it is, just know that you have the power right now. They do not want to let you go. Because I've tried to get fired so many times. And they're just like, no, ma'am, you're not going anywhere. It's like a toxic relationship and they won't divorce me. It's horrible.
It's exactly and by the way, you're a paralegal, is that correct?
Yes.
For a law firm?
Mm-hmm.
Look at the way she makes a face of the greatest. And you try to get fired. So obviously you must be when you say you're trying to get fired, you obviously are doing a great job. What can you possibly do to try to get fired? You show up late or something like that?
No, I've cussed everybody out. I've gotten into fights with everybody. I got into fights with the boss. He's not even allowed to talk to me anymore. Like I put in the whole thing, like, don't you ever talk to me again. And he's under order not to ever talk to me. Mind you, this is the guy that signs my check and he's not allowed to talk to me. So
And he owns the company?
he owns the company, signs my check, and I told him don't talk to me, and he won't. Now he won't.
But he keeps you, so he must need you. You must supply, or you must do something that you provide a service that they obviously find valuable, right?
Diesel.
Uh-oh.
For you to do a shitty job in anything is not possible. Uh-oh. Did you lose me?
Yeah, I lost you for a second. So whatever you said in the last 2 seconds, just repeat it. Check one. Uh-oh. I think there you go. Are you on Verizon? Cool. Okay. Thank you, Verizon. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, so I'm just saying I'm really good at anything that I say I'm gonna do. So even if I don't like you, if I work for you, I'm gonna continue to do a good job.
Yeah, you said that. We were talking about that on Sunday, and we'll get into that a little bit. I want to talk more about the style. I want to shift into the style of clothing that you do. It's a very specific, very unique style. It's beautiful. The clothes that you make. Are you designing this stuff yourself?
Yeah, a lot of it as I go along, all organic, you know. I sometimes will sketch, and then a lot of the sketching just happens up here, and then it just becomes a thing, you know. There's no rhyme or I didn't go to school for this. I just sort of just do me.
Let me, as you say that, let me just show the audience some of the stuff that you do. Because
you have the receipts, Lord. Okay.
Yeah, let's talk. I mean, this is not. When I was, I was like, okay, I'm meeting a fashion person. Like, sure, everybody says that, and then you look at right. You're like, oh, I'm clothing. Everybody's in a clothing, everybody's in a t-shirt, blah blah. But then you go to your page, and there's professional photography, there's professional shots, models, beautiful wear.
Even my dog's photobombing it.
Is that your dog's photobombing? That was not meant. That you were not trying to do that.
No, they photobombed it. And the photographer loved it that he put it as the picture and submitted it to the Vogue, and they liked it, and they put it up on their site however many years ago that was, because they just really liked that's my backyard.
That's crazy. So what I'm saying? So your stuff is in Vogue. It's legit elegance. It's beauty. It's color. There's this essence to it that's unreal. There was even for the men, there was this crazy flowing shirt that I was like, oh, I could probably rock that. But I only wear a t-shirt all the time, but you could probably make me look better than this. Check out these clothing right here. Holy, look at this. This is legit, like Latina wear,
and actually that was a promo video that we shot for the gala that's happening on the 18th. So these are all of the designers. We collaborated on this. We all brought our styles and we put it together, sort of like a little preview of the vibe of the night,
Man, are you guys doing your own bags and stuff too? The others, the extras and stuff like that, bracelets and stuff like that?
Some of them, yes. And that's what's cool about that night. But we're going to have different vendors who do things like jewelry and bags and hair things and all kinds of stuff. So everybody's showing out that night all of the all of the talents that we have from, like I said, from alcoholic industry of beverages, non-alcoholic beverages, food, accessories, clothing, also the arts of film and producing, singing, everything.
That's amazing. That event's going to be incredible. That's February 18th.
Yes, sir.
February 18th. Let me show them the website if you want to get those tickets for that as well.
Oh yeah, the link's in the bio right there on my IG.
Yeah, you can see that. Let me grab the actual website so you guys can get tickets for that. I'll pop that in the And
chat. We only have 19 left, so that's really exciting.
Damn! So all 9 of you, the guys that are watching right now, you can get that annual Chicano Fashion Week Presents Elegance Gala. Get those tickets right now.
19 left, and we're sold out. And what's cool about that is that you can write off your ticket purchase because it's going towards a legit 501c fundraiser. So you're going to make a difference in the world. We have an open bar, like I said. We have food. We have gift bags for all our guests. Parking is included. Live entertainment. Trust me, it's well worth the ticket.
Are you guys so you're giving all the proceeds to a specific charity? Is that what's going on?
It's called Helping Hands Domestic Violence Resource Center. So they provide, if you happen to unfortunately be in a situation where you need help and leaving, a toxic or dangerous environment, they help you out with that. If you are in need of counseling for yourself because you are a survivor, or as a family, or even parenting classes to learn how to break certain toxic cycles that we may have come from, or things of that nature, whatever it is that you need, they provide all of that.
Wow, that's incredible. That is huge. So this is a great cause to help, because when a situation like that go deep into it, you need support. You need a lot of support, and that sounds like that charity does that for you. Yes. J Rob wants to know where is the gala going to be at? Where is it going to be located at?
It's happening in Los Angeles. So if you're familiar with Dodger Stadium, it's in the vicinity of that area.
Okay, cool. And I put the link to the website where you can get tickets. It's going to be at the Los Angeles River Center and Gardens Mountain Creation and Conservation Authority. That's a lot to put out there.
Exactly. That's where I'm like, oh, it's a long ass title. But you guys can thank the city of LA for that long ass title.
Yeah, no wonder you didn't remember it. Los Angeles River Center and Gardens Mountains Recreation and Conservation Authority, 570 West Avenue 26, and that's in Los Angeles 90065. Yeah. That is going to be a beautiful event there with some unique style. What do you think? Where do you think that like people start their fashion? I guess to give some value to the audience. Like my daughter, she's into fashion. She might get into fashion. She's only 15 years old. But like, say someone's going to get into fashion. What do you think it takes to like kind of set yourself apart from all the other stuff that's out there? I have friends that are in fashion as well. You're my new friend in fashion as well. What do you think is it that sets your company apart? Besides, I mean, you can see it in the visual, but tell us in your own words.
So in the beginning, just try not to make the mistakes that I made. In the beginning, I try to please everybody. So if everybody and their mom was into polka dot shirts with owls everywhere, that's what I was trying to do to please everybody's polka dot owl obsession, which for me, it made no sense, but that's what everybody was into, right? So I was thinking like one of those CEO of like big companies, like I'm like, big Target or something, like, how do we get these kids or these people? Big mistake. At this point, I don't care what you're into. I'm just going to do what I like. And if you like it, buy it. But I just got to follow whatever I like, because the reality is trends come and go. And so even if everybody is into them polka dot shirts with owls and nobody, you're weird. But then after they're over that, what are you going to do with all that merch that you just created that you don't even like?
And it only lasts like 2 weeks nowadays, right? Because it's on Instagram.
and like no one's really into the uniforms anymore, because all the generations, we all like to be in these uniforms where if everybody's wearing bell bottoms in the 70s, we're all wearing bell bottoms, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Now it's more about unique. Kids are buying vintage. Kids are doing repurposed, upcycling. Like now the thing is to be unique, which I've always liked, but it wasn't cool then, but it's cool now. So I'm going to stay with my voice of whatever I think is cool and run with it. And I no longer need to survey and ask and see what everybody's wearing. I don't care. I'm just going to do what I do. And if people respond well to it, that's great. And if they don't, honestly, I much rather do things that make me happy than try to please other people and doing things that I'm just like, God, that's ugly. But just to please you, I'm going to make it. So just follow your voice, follow what you like, because you would really be surprised how many people like the same stuff that you like. Even if you think it's weird and even if you think you're the only one, I promise you're not the only weirdo. You're not.
There's a lot of weirdos.
Yeah, and we talked about this. You have your own show, so sometimes you'll say things or do things, and people will be like, "Hey, me too, dude," and you're like, "Oh, yeah." Just your tribe will find you. You'll find your tribe. Don't try to look for them. Don't try to mold into them. Not that there's anything wrong. It's just that if it's not you, don't even try. Just stay with who you are.
Dang, that is some super wisdom. I'm learning that right now. Piggy Master 9 found me. Serena the Pink found me. Sir Chops found me. V Killman found me. All my community found me. They're weird like me. They watch me. I mean, there must be some weirdos out there watching me because that's pretty weird. So
weird is cool, all right? Weird is cool. Basic is B for boring, okay? So we don't want to be like, what do they call it? The lemmings and all just like, no, it's boring.
Yes.
Just be you. Whatever that is. It's cool.
Thank God. I love that. I call that badass. The hood foodie calls her chingona. I mean, it's badass, basically fashion badass. It's different from the usual. You touched on it. Most of the time in marketing, you want to find the trends. You want to target those trends, go after them aggressively, do just like that and hit it hard because it's going to change fast, but you want to hit it because you want to make that moolah. You're like, screw that. I want to make my own thing. And if people like it, they like it. If they don't, they don't.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I can't think like those people would see, because they are in a different arena than I am. They have quotas, they have goals, they have thousands of people they hired, and they have stock in shareholders. I don't have any of that shit. I rather live happily and be able to get the things I want out of life, but it's just happiness. You know how many billionaires and millionaires are freaking miserable? And I'm saying like really miserable. So money at the end of the day, yes, we love it. It's great. It buys us our food. It gets us to go, to the movies or whatever, but it's not the end goal, because if money was to equal happiness, there wouldn't be so many miserable, millionaires and billionaires in the world. And there are. I promise you, if you even do a Google search and go down that dark rabbit hole of suicide by people who are famous, rich, powerful, why would they be committing suicide? I thought, rich and powerful solved all the problems, right? No, clearly not. So don't think like that. That's just not. Do whatever makes you happiness. Happiness is priceless. Some of these people are so rich they can't afford happiness.
Wow, that's crazy. That's crazy. It's true though, because like you start to, I think there's something about when you do things your own way and the way you want them to be, and you kind of set up your own art per se, especially my show, a lot of my podcast is about passion. So artists, painters, I just had Sabella on the show. Her podcast is going to launch on Thursday on Spotify and iTunes. She's a painter. She's a tattoo artist. She's a nail artist. She's a total artist. She encompasses that whole thing, that whole vibe of doing things different. That's going to be on Thursday. I've had painter Mario Lopez on the show as well, who has a studio down the street. He's a good friend of mine, a good friend of Ramon's. Actually, Ramon's the one that introduced me to that guy, and freaking it's been awesome. And Ramon himself, Ramon is like that. He's a freaking amazing artist. And it's crazy that he works in a corporate setting. And just to give you a little example, he works in a corporate setting. He works for the biggest nail company in the world, but it's like we kind of we all go to him and we all work together and we use creativity with all the minds in the room, and the great creativity that Ramon has, that Caesar has, that all of us have, all these killer ideas we're able to flow, and it really all flows through the artists like Ramon and see the guys that do the art stuff are influencing today's and take that into a macro. The artists out there are inspiring the world. It's amazing because that was never like that before social media, I don't think.
Yeah, and for all the artists, I know that there's always like, oh, if you're an artist, you can't be a business person and vice versa, blah, blah, blah. Yes, you can. That is some bullshit. You just have to be disciplined. The thing is discipline. And I know artists don't like the word discipline. They don't like rules. They just want to fly off the handle and woo. I get it. Trust me. Luckily I'm a hybrid of both. So even though I can be this crazy hippy dippy artist on one end, the other end is also thinking logistically and making sure that whatever I do in life is able to support the things that are needed to be able to be in this world. So I have to make sure that my mortgage is paid, that this and that and the other.
Yeah.
So whatever hustle you want to do, whether it's singing, podcasting, gaming, I don't know, whatever it is, do it and go hard, and hopefully it provides the income that you want and you need. And I think that's amazing, and that's the goal. But don't forget that in order to survive nowadays, especially in LA, you need you need 2 to 3 different sources of income. And I don't care what it is. It could be working like how I work for corporate in the daytime. It could be like how we were talking about selling your feet pictures on the internet. Honey, I don't care. But you need 2 to 3 different sources of income. Page. Whatever that is. If it's your OnlyFans, sweetheart, whatever it is.
And by the way, we got in deep in that conversation. We won't even talk about it here, but we got in deep.
That's another episode. Deep. That's an old nasty episode.
That's a whole nother show. We can go deep in that.
We can really go into that. But whatever it is, you really need 2 to 3 different sources of income so that you don't end up, in a really bad situation financially, because this is just the world that we live in. So just don't forget that part.
I have to remember that I'm so blessed to be able to work with a killer company, provides a resource of income, a resource of insurance, of 401k even, which is killer. So I do have to remember that all the time, is like, yeah, this is fun. This is exciting. And this is like what I love to do. But I have to also remember I have a job to do and I got to get it done right. Like you do, you have that work ethic and you do everything to pristine. That show that's coming, I think what's really gonna be amazing about it is because so many pop-ups happen in the LA area, so many pop-ups happen in the Valley, so many pop-ups happen in Orange County, but a certain way that you put together events is going to be, I think the way you do it, badass chingona style, I think is going to be excellent. Excelente.
Yeah, no, for the community that we are trying to elevate is the Chicano community, which is a little bit different than just saying Latino community, a whole nother topic again, a whole nother episode. Nice. But the Chicano community has always been looked at, we are low class, uneducated, criminals, et cetera, et cetera. Everything that's bad is associated with Chicanos, even low writing. Oh, that's criminal. The way we wear hair, makeup, the way we talk. Oh, that's all ghetto. So
I gotta stop driving my '69 Impala. I may get
that is
that impression.
Ghetto. No, I'm just kidding. So then what we're trying to do with this gala is basically turn all those perspectives around, because we are not going to be shamed into becoming whatever they want us to look like, sound like, talk like. We could still be ourselves. There's nothing wrong with us, but we can show them that we are not what they think we are. So for the gala, we're going to have nothing but people that are living the dream, doing their entrepreneur dreams, doing their dreams in Hollywood, making things happen. And people can look up to other Chicanos and be like, yeah, like they're doing it and they're staying true to who they are. And they're still freaking owners of a winery in freaking Napa Valley. Then they haven't changed who they are. Why should I? Just obviously peep game, know what's up with the game. The game is always going to throw you all the temptations so that they get you fucked up. They're going to throw all the temptations so that you end up in jail, so that you end up a bum, so that you, believe me, they're going to throw it at you. Just like a video game, even though I'm not a gamer, but just like a video game.
Kind of like, are you talking about like Grand Theft Auto?
Sure, yeah. I don't know. I've never played it.
We're on Twitch here, so I want to kind of relate to the audience here.
Sure, yeah, whatever. I mean, whenever you play a video game, don't you get thrown some shit that you shouldn't touch because you like die or something? So
yeah, pitfalls. Pitfalls, what they call it.
It's basically like that. So you just have to avoid all those spitballs or whatever in life so that you don't end up fucked up the way they want you to, and keep doing things, keep getting your education, keep getting your, goals up, and don't stop. But you don't need to change who you are in order to be accepted or in order to be successful. That's one of the things that people should understand. Like, don't be ashamed of who you are and where you come from. We're not doing that anymore in 2023.
Yeah, she's giving the cheat codes, Ramon. That's freaking awesome. Hell yeah. Sir Chop said, lo único que tengo es amor para amar. You're going to have to translate that for me, Elvira.
He says, all I have is love to love. So all he's got is love so he can love.
That's
Good for
awesome.
him.
Hell
All right.
yeah.
Well, you go in love, honey. You go in love.
Go in love. Go in love. Chops is a lover. He's ready for that February 14th Valentine's Day special. Chops is a lover guy. He's out there
Wow.
ready to go already.
He's
Already
ready.
he's an amorado. They amorado or something like that.
Enamorado.
By the way, Elvira and the Hood Foodie are schooling me on my culture because I need to get more of my Espanol correctamundo. I mean, corrected or something like that.
Take a sabbatical to Oaxaca. You'll be all right.
There we go. Oh, Oaxaca. That's where the beautiful women come from. And I say that because my wife is from Oaxaca.
Ooh, there you go. Take a sabbatical to Oaxaca and stay there for a few weeks. You'll be all right.
Nice. I got to do that. Oh my gosh. Guys, join this event. If there's 9 tickets left, Chicano Elegance Gala tickets are on sale now on the website I put in the stream. Make sure you do it. Woo, look at that. Freaking tacos in the mañana. Look at the tacos in the freaking stream. Love that. Oh man, let me hit this. Tacos. Hype it up.
Are they sending you tacos?
They're sending they're I got emojis, so there's like emojis with me like eating tacos, like they're putting it in the stream.
It's Taco Tuesday, man. Come on.
Yeah, Taco Tuesday. Get your tacos. Tacos en la mañana. My girl, I wish I could keep you on here all night. I got to go pick up the kids. Most of us got to pick up the kids from school. I got to pick up the kids from the basketball game, or else I keep you on here all freaking night, my girl.
All good. Next time we have me on, we'll talk about OnlyFans and feet pictures.
Nice. That's awesome. Come on anytime. Anytime you have an event you want to talk about, bring it to the show. My girls will love having you. My guys in the chat as well. My girl, thank you so much for coming onto the show.
Awesome. No, thank you for having me, guys. Have a good night.
Absolutely. Here we go. So check this out. Chops, we owe you a raid. Where do you want us to go, Chops? Chops, you redeemed the raid. Where do you want us to go? Let's go raid somebody. Boom, boom, boom. Chops, are you still there? If you're not, we'll go ahead and raid somebody. Fuego show. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that show. Serena the Pink, just pick something. You got it, Chops. I got you. We're going to rate somebody, Elvira. So what happens is we're going to take everybody from this into the show, and that will end the show, okay? Let's go into, how about Pizza Princess? We love Pizza Princess. Here we go. Starting the raid in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Thank you guys so much for joining us. We'll see you on Saturday, 7 a.m.